Hello, everyone, and welcome to KCA Production. At KCA Production, we bring you amazing movies, we bring you amazing stories, we bring you documentaries, we bring you gists, we bring you entertainment, and everything that makes your day and your entire life beautiful and amazing. Today, we are going to be bringing you a movie titled Evil in the Palace. We have already showed this movie on this channel, the first part, and today we're going to be looking at the second part. So this is Evil in the Palace Part 2. But before we go ahead, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to KCA Production. I'd like to ask you to please like this video. I'd like to ask you to please comment and share your thoughts in the comment section. I would also like you to please turn on post notifications so that you can be kept apprised of all of our posts on this channel. Thank you very much. So again, like I said, we're going to be showing you a movie, telling you about a movie titled Evil in the Palace. Yes, so please enjoy as we ride on this train. Peace has returned to Umu Alaeze. Prince Obina has been crowned the rightful heir. Princess Adana has regained her memories, and the wicked schemes of Lolo Ifunaya have been exposed. The kingdom rejoices, believing that darkness has finally been defeated. But evil rarely dies. It merely changes its hiding place, far beyond the borders of Umu Alaeze. An ancient secret is awakened, a forgotten enemy, tied to the kingdom's past. It begins to move. Strange disappearances, terrifying dreams, and mysterious deaths threaten the peace of the land. As Prince Obina prepares for his future as king, he must face a danger greater than palace jealousy, a force that seeks not only the throne, but the destruction of the entire kingdom. Thunder rolled across the sky, dark clouds gathered above the forbidden hills, a place feared even by hunters and warriors. The wind howled through ancient rocks, carrying whispers that sounded almost human. For centuries, no one dared enter the hills. Legend said an evil priest named Eze Ochichiri, the king of darkness, had once ruled from there before being defeated by the ancestors of Umualaeze. His body was buried, his spirit was imprisoned, or so everyone believed. Some evils are defeated, others merely sleep. And when men forget the lessons of the past, darkness finds a way to awaken. Deep inside a hidden cave, three hooded figures stood around an ancient stone altar. A black goat lay upon the stone. Its blood flowed into strange carvings. The figures chanted in a language older than memory. The cave trembled. A powerful wind burst from nowhere. The torches extinguished themselves. Suddenly, a deep voice echoed from the darkness. Who dares disturb my sleep? The hooded figures immediately fell to their knees. The hooded leader says, Great Master, the time has come. The kingdom of Umu Alaeze is vulnerable once more. A thick black mist emerged from beneath the altar. It twisted through the cave like a living serpent. Then two glowing red eyes appeared. The voice says, The bloodline of Undukanyi still lives. Yes, great master. Prince Obina now sits as heir to the throne. The cave shook violently. Rocks fell from the ceiling. The spirit's laughter echoed endlessly. Then my revenge shall begin with him. Far away in the palace, Obina suddenly woke from sleep. Sweat covered his face. His chest rose rapidly. Beside him, Nkiru stared. My prince, what is wrong? I don't know, but I saw fire, blood, and a voice calling my name. The palace candles flickered. Outside, the royal drum suddenly stopped. Even the night birds fell silent. When darkness calls a name, destiny listens. And in Umualaeze, an ancient enemy had opened his eyes once again. A pair of glowing red eyes appeared briefly outside Obina's window, then vanished. At the royal chambers in the night, the palace slept peacefully beneath the silver glow of the moon. Torches flickered softly along the stone corridors. Guards stood watch at every gate. The kingdom had known peace for months, and many believed the troubles of the past had finally ended. Yet, peace can be deceptive. Inside his royal chamber, Crown Prince Obina sat upright on his bed. Sleep had abandoned him. The nightmare still clung to his mind like a spider's web. Burning villages, screaming voices, a dark figure with glowing red eyes, and a voice that knew his name. Some dreams are born from fear. Others are warnings sent from realms unseen. Wise men learn the difference before it is too late. Nkiru awoke beside him. My husband, you have not slept in days. What troubles your spirit? Obina walked toward the balcony overlooking the kingdom. I feel something approaching, something ancient. A cold wind swept through the room. The candles suddenly extinguished. Darkness swallowed the chamber. Nkiru gasped, Who is there? No answer came. Then they heard it, a whisper, faint, distant, yet unmistakable. Obina. The prince froze. The blood of your fathers belongs to me. The room trembled. The palace bells began ringing violently, despite nobody touching them. Guards rushed through the corridor, servants screamed, chaos erupted. Meanwhile, in another wing of the palace, Princess Adana woke suddenly. She saw a shadow standing near a doorway, tall, motionless, watching. Who is there? The figure vanished. Only darkness remained. Across the kingdom, strange things began to happen. Livestock disappeared. Dogs howled toward the hills. Children awoke crying from terrifying dreams. Even the elders sensed something was wrong. At dawn, King Eze Undukanyi summoned the council. The elders arrived looking frightened. Among them was the oldest elder in Umualaeze, Elder Oyema. His face had turned pale. My king, last night I saw a sign I have not seen in 60 years. They all fell silent. What sign? The old man swallowed hard. The mark of Eze Ochichiri. Gasps filled the room. Even the bravest warriors shifted uneasily. Obina asks, Who is Eze Ochichiri? The elder's eyes darkened. The enemy your ancestors buried alive. Thunder rumbled overhead despite the clear morning sky. The council exchanged nervous glances. The past never truly dies. It waits patiently beneath the earth, beneath memory, beneath history itself, until the day someone awakens it. Far away inside the forbidden hills, the red eyes opened once more, and this time, they were smiling. The morning sun struggled to break through dark clouds hanging over Umualaeze. What should have been a bright day felt strangely dim. Following Elder Onyema's revelation, King Eze, Prince Obina, Princess Adana, Nkiru, and Dibia Ezenwoke journeyed to the kingdom's oldest shrine, a sacred place untouched by time. Massive stone pillars stood like silent guardians. Ancient symbols covered the walls. telling stories of battles fought centuries ago. The atmosphere felt heavy. Even the wind seemed afraid to enter. Before a kingdom can confront its future, it must first understand its past. Hidden beneath every throne are secrets waiting to awaken. At the center of the shrine stood a massive stone tablet. Its carvings had faded with age. Elder Onyema approached slowly. 300 years ago, Umualaeze faced a darkness unlike any before it. The group listened intently. Eze Ochichiri was once a powerful priest. He sought immortality and dominion over all kingdoms. Obina frowned. What stopped him? The elder pointed toward the carvings. Images of warriors battling shadow-like creatures covered the stone. Our ancestors united against him. Dibia stepped closer. They did not kill him? No, they couldn't. The silence became uncomfortable. They sealed the spirits inside the Forbidden Hills using a sacred relic known as the Okudo stone. Nkiru's eyes widened. The stone of life? The elder nodded. It is the only thing capable of imprisoning him. Adana traced a symbol on the wall. And if the stone is destroyed, the old man's face darkened. Then nothing will stop him. Thunder echoed outside. Suddenly, a loud cracking sound filled the shrine. Everyone turned. One section of the ancient wall had split open. Behind it was a hidden chamber. Inside rested a wooden chest covered in dust. The king carefully opened it. Gasps filled the room. The chest was empty, the sacred relic was gone. No, says the king. This is impossible. It has begun. At that very moment, miles away in the Forbidden Hills, the hooded cultist placed a glowing stone before the spirit altar. The Oku Undo stone, the final seal. The red-eyed spirit laughed. The cave shook violently. Soon, very soon. The greatest danger is not the enemy you know, but the one who has already taken what protects you. Lightning split the sky, and for the first time in centuries, darkness began spreading beyond the hills. On this day at the market square of Umualaeze, fear had become a visitor in Umualaeze. 3 days after the discovery of the missing relic, strange events swept through the kingdom. Elder men collapsed without warning. Children spoke in voices that were not their own. Animals fled the forest, and every night, shadows moved where no people stood. The market square, once filled with laughter and trade, had become a place of whispers. When darkness enters a kingdom, it rarely attacks the walls first. It attacks the hearts of the people. A crowd gathered around a young man lying on the ground. His body shook violently. Black veins crawled across the skin. Women cried. Men backed away in fear. One villager says, "He was fine yesterday." Another villager says, "What curse is this?" Dibia pushed through the crowd. Obina and Nkiru followed closely behind. The healer knelt beside the man. He examined his eyes, then his face became grim. "This is not sickness," Obina says. "What is it?" "Dark spiritual corruption," the crowd gasped. Suddenly, the young man's eyes opened. They glowed red, exactly like the eyes from Obina's dreams. The possessed man says, "The king shall fall." People screamed, "The heir shall kneel." His voice deepened unnaturally. "And Eze Ochichiri shall reign again." The man collapsed unconscious. Panic erupted throughout the market. Obina helped restore order. But fear spread faster than fire. By sunset, reports arrived from neighboring villages. The same symptoms, the same red eyes, the same warning inside the palace council chamber. The king addressed his advisors. We cannot allow fear to destroy our kingdom. A messenger burst into the hall, covered in dust, out of breath. My king, the northern villages, what about them? The messenger trembled. They are gone. Silence. Every house abandoned. No bodies, no survivors. The room froze. Even Obina felt cold. The first battle had already begun. Not with swords, not with armies, but with fear itself. That night, as darkness covered Umualazi, dozens of glowing red eyes appeared within the forest, watching, waiting, growing. At the sacred river of Nkem by sunset, the kingdom stood on the edge of collapse. Entire villages had disappeared, fear ruled where peace once lived, and every night the influence of Eze Ochichiri grew stronger. Determined to find answers, Dibia led Obina and Ikiru to the sacred river of Nkem, a place believed to connect the living with ancestral wisdom. The river shimmered beneath the setting sun. Its waters glowed strangely, almost alive. There comes a moment in every hero's journey when courage alone is not enough. Wisdom must guide the sword. Tibia carried sacred herbs, the king's royal staff, and an ancient bronze bowl passed down through generations. The group knelt beside the water. The ancestors must speak. He scattered herbs into the river. A strong wind rose instantly. The water began to swirl. The sky darkened. Adana grabbed Obina's arm. Brother, something is happening. The river exploded with light. A figure slowly emerged. Transparent, radiant, ancient. Everyone immediately bowed. He was the spirit of a former king of Umualese. The spirit king says, Rise, children of the kingdom. Obina stared in awe. Great ancestor. Darkness has returned because the seal has been broken. How do we stop it? The spirit pointed towards the distant mountains, beyond the forbidden hills, beyond any known territory. You must find the 3 sacred flames. Nkiru looked confused. Where are they? The fires created by the gods themselves. The spirit's voice echoed like thunder. The flame of truth, the flame of courage, and the flame of sacrifice. The river glowed brighter. Only together can they destroy Eze Ochichiri forever. Obina's face hardened with determination. Then I will find them. The journey will cost more than you know. The spirit suddenly looked troubled. Beware! Beware what? The spirit's eyes widened. There is a traitor among you. The river violently exploded. The vision vanished. Darkness returned. Everyone stared at one another, silent, suspicious, afraid. An enemy outside the walls can be defeated. But an enemy hidden among friends is far more dangerous. Far away inside the forbidden hills, Eze Ochichiri opened his eyes fully for the first time in 3 centuries and smiled. In the night at the war chamber, the palace had become a fortress. Guards patrolled day and night. Fires burned continuously around the kingdom as protection against dark forces. Yet, despite every precaution, fear lingered. The warning from the ancestral spirit echoed endlessly in everyone's minds. There is a traitor among you. There is a traitor among you. There is a traitor among you. No one knew whom to trust. The sharpest blade is not always held by an enemy. Sometimes it rests in the hands of a friend. Prince Obina gathered the royal council. King Udunkai sat at the head of the table while Adana, Nkiru, Dibia, and the kingdom's advisors listened carefully. A map of the kingdom lay before them. We leave at dawn to search for the 3 sacred flames. The council nodded. Suddenly, a palace guard rushed into the chamber. My prince, the eastern watchtower has been attacked. Everyone stood. By whom? No one knows, Your Majesty. The attackers appeared from nowhere and vanished into darkness. Outside, alarm horns sounded. The palace erupted into confusion. Obina led a group of warriors toward the eastern gate. Upon arrival, they found dead guards scattered across the courtyard. No footprints, no weapons, only a strange symbol painted in blood. Dibia's face darkened immediately. The mark of Eze Ochichiri. A chill swept through the group. Then something unexpected happened. One of the palace commanders suddenly drew his sword. Commander Ekoeme, a man trusted for years. It is too late. The soldiers froze. Obina says, Ekoeme. The commander's eyes glowed red. I have served the master for 20 years. Gasps filled the courtyard. The kingdom was never meant to survive. Without warning, he threw a dark object into the center of the courtyard. It exploded. Black smoke covered everything. Screams filled the night. When the smoke cleared, Commander Ekoeme had disappeared. Nkiru says, he was the traitor. No. Everyone looked at him. There may be others. The realization struck like thunder. Someone had been helping Eze Ochichiri from inside the palace for years, and they were no longer hiding. Trust had been broken. Darkness had crossed the palace walls. And as the kingdom prepared for war, the enemy revealed a terrifying truth. Evil had never truly left Umualaeze. The flame of sacrifice at the mountain of the gods. 3 days later, Obina, Adana, Nkiru, Dibia, and a group of warriors reached the mountain of the gods. Legends claimed that one of the sacred flames rested at its peak. The climb was brutal, cold winds lashed against them, sharp rocks caught their feet, yet they continued. Great destinies are not achieved through comfort, they are earned through sacrifice. After hours of climbing, they reached an ancient temple carved into the mountainside. At its center burned a brilliant silver fire. The flame of sacrifice. The sacred flame hovered above a stone altar. As Obina approached, a voice echoed through the temple. Only one willing to lose everything may claim this flame. The temple shook violently. A dark creature emerged from the shadows, twice the height of a man. Its eyes burned crimson. Its claws dripped black mist. The warriors attacked. Their weapons shattered instantly. The creature roared. Several soldiers were thrown across the temple. Adana narrowly escaped death. Nkiru became trapped beneath fallen stones. Obina! Without hesitation, Obina ran toward her. The creature charged. Dibia shouted, "Leave her! Take the flame!" Obina shook his head. A king who abandons his people deserves no crown. He threw himself between Nkiru and the creature. The monster struck him. Obina crashed against the temple wall. Blood stained his clothing, yet he rose again. The silver flame suddenly erupted, the temple filled with light. The voice spoke once more. "You have chosen sacrifice over power." The flame floated toward Obina. It entered his chest. The creature screamed, then exploded into ash. The first sacred flame had been claimed. "You risked your life for me. You would have done the same." They embraced. But far away, Eze Ochichiri felt the awakening of the flame, and his anger shook the earth. The first flame had been won, not by strength, not by power, but by love and sacrifice. Yet, greater trials still awaited the heirs of Umualaeze. Now to the final battle at the Forbidden Hills in the night. The sky burned red. Thunder roared endlessly. The time had come. After months of trials, Obina and his companions had gathered all three sacred flames: the flame of truth, the flame of courage, the flame of sacrifice. Now they stood before the cave of Eze Ochichiri. Thousands of warriors surrounded the hills. King Udukanyi led the royal army. The fate of Umualaeze would be decided tonight. Every story leads to a moment when destiny and choice collide. This was that moment. The cave exploded. Black energy erupted into the sky. Eze Ochichiri emerged. His body towered above men. His eyes burned like hellfire. His voice shook the mountains. "Bow before your king." Dark creatures poured from the earth. The final battle began. Warriors clashed against shadows. The hills echoed with battle cries. Adana led the archers. Nkiru protected the wounded. Dibia chanted powerful ancestral prayers. At the center stood Obina. The three flames burned around him. "You cannot defeat me." "My ancestors already did." The spirits laughed, then attacked. The clash shook the mountain. Light battled darkness. Truth battled deception. Hope battled fear. For a moment, it seemed Eze Ochichiri would prevail. Then the three flames united. A brilliant golden light burst across the hills. The spirit screamed, "No!" The darkness shattered. The mountains trembled. The cave collapsed. The red sky cleared and silence returned. Eze Ochichiri was gone. Forever. The kingdom had been saved. The people fell to their knees in gratitude. Obina looked toward the heavens. It is finished. Darkness may rise. Evil may return. Yet, whenever courage, truth, and sacrifice unite, no shadow can endure forever. Months later, peace flourished once again at the Umualaeze Palace at sunrise. Children played freely. Markets bustled with life. Songs replaced cries of fear. King Udukanyi eventually passed the throne to Obina, whose wisdom and compassion made him beloved throughout the land. Adana became a respected leader. Nkiru became a queen admired for her kindness. Dibia was honored as the kingdom's greatest hero. As the sun rose over Umualaeze, golden light bathed the palace walls. And so ends the tale of evil in the palace, a story of jealousy, loss, redemption, courage, and destiny. Let it remind all who hear it that power gained through the seat never lasts. But truth, though delayed, always finds its way home. For kingdoms are not preserved by crowns alone, but by the hearts of those who choose what is right, even when darkness stands before them. Yes, this is Evil in the Palace Part 2, brought to you by KCA Production. If this story touched your heart, if you learnt a lesson or two from this story, please drop your thoughts in the comment section, like this video, share with your friends and family, and please subscribe. Subscribe to KCA Production so that you can get other amazing movies. Thank you once again. This is KCA Production. Bye for now. I'll see you in the next video again. Thank you.